Developing quality adult learning facilitators is essential for your lifelong learning shift. Being a quality adult learning facilitator is challenging. Facilitators need to be well prepared and supported for their important role, whilst ensuring the highest quality teaching, which engages and motivates learners, ensures learning is relevant, and includes everyone. In this unit, we will look at: what is a quality adult learning facilitator? How do they approach learning, engaging and motivating adult learners? And how can we prepare and support them for their important role? So, what makes a great facilitator? Can you think of someone that inspired you to learn? What was it that made them great? There are, of course, many features that make a great facilitator. There are 3 important areas: personal attitudes, knowledge, and teaching skills. Personal attitudes include a passion for learning, a deep respect for others, and including everyone, a growth mindset, and the resilience to never give up. Knowledge includes understanding how adults learn and how they learn differently, lesson planning and evaluation procedures, community knowledge, and subject-based knowledge. Teaching skills include teaching methods and activities, strategies to support inclusion, a practice of reflection, and the skills to adapt materials to fit learner needs. A great facilitator knows that learning only takes place when learners are valued, material is relevant, and activities are engaging. Consider for a moment that an adult's time is precious. They are usually studying in addition to working and supporting their families. And unlike school-based education, they can leave anytime. An adult learner's brain is not an empty vessel to be filled, but a powerful device to be engaged, stimulated, and applied, arriving full of rich experiences and knowledge. A quality facilitator will use 7 key strategies to engage adult learners. They know their learners. At the very heart of their practice is understanding the learner. Every adult learner is different, and each arrives with a specific set of learning preferences and goals. A quality facilitator takes the time to understand the context, background, and preferences of each individual adult. They provide opportunities for active learning and know that whilst passive teaching methods are still often used, more effective learning takes place through active approaches. They also know that adults have a wealth of knowledge which they can draw on, and treat adult learners as resources themselves, drawing on their experiences, using open-ended questions to discover knowledge, and may even choose to make use of storytelling, folk tales, songs, or games to make learning more engaging. They treat learners with respect, tell learners it's okay if they disagree, and protect minority opinions in discussion. Remembering that a great adult facilitator will play the role of a friend, a guide, a listener, and a mentor. They invite adults to design the learning process with them and are flexible to learner needs, time requirements, and changes in pace. They know that adults may already know the best way they learn, or may have specific learning preferences. They engage learners in real-life projects, and encourage them to apply their skills for the benefit of their community. For example, in Japan, adult learners learned the basics of disaster risk management and went about designing an effective evacuation plan for their families and community. Or in the Philippines, where learners used newly acquired math skills to design and weave traditional items for local ceremonies and dance celebrations in the community. They vary their approach because each adult is different. Facilitators know their methods have to be more flexible. They use an assortment of learning approaches and adapt material to make it relevant to each individual needs. They are also skilled at developing learning aids, which help model and explain ideas, and draw on resources within the community to support learning. For example, in Bangladesh, facilitators created wall newspapers to help learners reveal what they learned and share it with their community. They engage new learners in the community by developing suitable programs which address real community needs, making classes visible and taking them into community space. By asking learners to champion the value of their learning and persuade others to join, and by involving community leaders in their classes. These are the 7 keys. But a quality facilitator also knows well, no strategy is perfect. Each context would require a different approach, and that continuing reflection will always play a role. You can find more on quality practices in our materials section. Facilitators often hear that their job is less important than other teachers. The truth is, teaching adults is as difficult, if not even more challenging than other teaching roles. So how can we prepare and support adult learning facilitators for their role? Here are some short-term targets. Start with training those you have. Set up train-the-trainer workshops and other forms of in-service training. And use your most experienced and inspiring facilitators to lead them. Establish a system that connects facilitators across communities and links new facilitators with more experienced mentors. Ensure networking opportunities by supporting events, adult learning conferences, and meetups. Consider, are there ways you can advocate the value that adult learning facilitators bring to your society? For example, in the US, a National Adult Learning Facilitator Prize, called the Malcolm Knowles Prize, recognizes extraordinary contributions in the sector. Here are some longer-term goals to consider. Work to ensure a good quality of life for your facilitators. A facilitator can't do their job if they are worried about their own or their family's basic needs. Pay should be at least equivalent to that of other teachers, for example, in the primary and secondary sector. And work to ensure that they receive respect and are rewarded for their work. Establish flexible and government-approved pathways for pre-service training, specifically for adult learning facilitators, with multiple avenues of entry. Remembering that quality facilitators are not born, they are trained. Work with training providers to make sure facilitators get the initial training they need. Helping them to develop criteria for entry and learning outcomes in discussion with key stakeholders and expert facilitators, which consider the 3 areas and the 7 key strategies that we discussed earlier. Remember that your training course should incorporate real practice, and engage learners. Think of it as an opportunity for your top facilitators to show their skills. For more ideas, Curriculum Global, developed by DVV, is a great resource that you can use. Take a look in our materials section for more details